I honestly think you ought to sit down calmly, take a stress pill, and think things over.
When you get to hell, tell them Duke sent you.
What is up, people? What's up, ADR? Tweaker Alpha, thank you for stopping by. What up, Trotter? How you doing, sir? Yeah, so basically, this is the issue. They use fuel. Then when these people realize that they do actually use fuel, they change it, and then it became they don't use as much fuel. They only use just enough to start it. The rest is all just compressor. And then it changed again. Oh no! What it is what it is they're lying to us about the fuel prices. Yes, they are. Here's the issue that I have with this whole hoax thing. You guys are making such a big deal out of them BSing us on the fuel prices, fuel costs. They do that every day. Gas. But I don't see this. Where's the gas hoax? Where's that one at? Because it's the same situation. We've already been through how airliner engines work, jet engines work. I hope I don't have to do it again, but I came to a realization that that's what it was. It was the hoax started as no fuel, and people were like, "Oh shit, wait, okay, maybe they do use a little bit of fuel." And like I said, it's a trickle down effect. Then it becomes reality where it's them lying to us about the cost versus price and adjustment between the fuel costs and all that. And what they do, 100%. They have a what's called a passenger. I saw F-16 getting full at 15,000. Oh yeah, that's the thing. And then people are like now attaching it to things like called it being able to fly to the wall and making people think about not having what's up, Ted, making people think that you can't refuel. Well, they don't have to lie about using fuel or needing to refuel, because on any private plane or jetliner that has passenger planes, they don't have setup to refuel in the sky like a military planes do. So let's just stop with this. If we want to talk about how they're fucking lying to us about the fuel, cost of making it and using it, prices and all that stuff. We can do that all day. That's perfect. That's cool. We need to talk about that. We need to, make them accountable for what they're doing. But let's not wrap it into a hoax. Let's not wrap it into weeks of what's going on, weeks of are they this and I listened to a podcast or a stream earlier, and I listened to a bunch of flat earthers who really just don't understand aviation or anything like it. And I'm not saying I'm an expert, but that says a lot because I know a lot. I know more than enough that there's no way possible to believe that that's how it works, where no one's getting no one's understanding what's going on. So here's what we're doing. So I don't have it written down. I didn't even think it was worth it, and I'm not going to call anybody out. But to hear people talk about how a turbine engine doesn't need fuel, maybe when it starts, but once it gets in the air, now the science. Ooh, that dirty word, science. It's pretty accurate on how it works, and we know this because we make it, we use it, we figured out how to make these gigantic planes fly, and it's all about thrust, all about getting that air into that turbine. Here's a key word: compressor. It's a the picture that I had on the front screen. Let's see if I have a good one on here. Yeah, this is one that was on the screen. That has 4 engines. That's 4 extremely large compressors with other parts in it that are very essential to flying. Now, it does, just like a compressor sucks air in, it sucks a shit ton of air in. And I heard a few people going, yeah, it's impossible. It's too cold. The air's too cold. There's not enough air up there. Well, that's why they use these engines, because they are able to produce high levels of compression in these engines. Then there's a little piece we'll say about halfway into those engines called a I can remember what it's called. It's on the tip of my tongue. I know you know what I'm talking about, Ted. What it does is exactly what it's called. The part that heats up the air. In the chat, let me know. It's on the tip of my tongue. I've said it 1,000 times. I forget what it's called. I don't really want to look it up. But what it does is it basically heats up the air and shoots it out the back, creating the thrust. You know when you see like a fighter jet going to afterburners and those cool looking flames come out the back? Same thing. Exact same situation's happening. And to have that happen, literally need fuel to do it. Combustion chamber. Thank you, sir. That combustion chamber is exactly what it's called. It's where the combustion of the cool air and the fuel ignite, creating very hot air. You ever put it this way? Go out to your car, turn the heater, your AC on low, and just put your face about 6 inches from the vent, and then turn it on to heat full blast, or keep it at the same level, but heat all the way, and put your face in front of it. You'll feel the heat pushing on your face more than you do that cold air, and it's exactly how that works. And that's not even like all breaking it down all scientific and shit. That's just reality of it, how it works. Now, when we're talking fuel cost, which I believe is the real issue, what it comes down to basically is not paying for it. The issue with that is if you don't pay for it, then the ticket prices go up because they still got to make their money. all those combustion turbines, the fan and the compressor. Exactly. So, like I said, I was saying before. Yeah, Ted, you explained it right. The heat goes in the fans, turbine. What's up, Chris? How you doing, sir? Hey, Trouble. I saw you. I just was in the middle of a rant. I apologize. How you doing? Yep, they spray extra fuel after the fans, and it makes all that mighty afterburner. Exactly. It's just airliners don't have that extra fuel spray. They don't need it. They just need the constant thrust. But it's the same thing as a jet. That's why a fighter jet, theoretically, just under layman's terms, uses the same engine. Yeah, the cost is definitely the hoax. The issue I'm having with this is how big of a deal it's becoming right now, and no one's talking about gas prices. We pay for gas more than we pay for airfare, and no one's talking about how they're doing that with gas. That's the issue. Um, Understand when you go buy those, you go on those websites and you buy a $500 ticket. You go to those websites, you can find that $500 ticket for 125 plus another 50. You get a hotel room, another $50. You get a car. All that is closing the gap. So for every seat that they don't sell, they'd rather make something than nothing. And so if you're getting whatever the lowest cost of your ticket for a plane you could find, it's probably a little bit cheaper than that actually to fly you. So if you can find a $500 ticket for $80, guess what? That means it probably costs about $70 to fly your ass somewhere. But yeah, it's crazy. It's becoming too big of a thing. Like people are breaking these things down and leaving the reality of how things work out. Now people are talking about these perpetual motion, and I've been doing a lot of research on that. And the issue is that it is impossible. One way or another, it's impossible. It would have to be some natural thing. And I couldn't even, like, seriously, I can't even imagine what it would really be, because it all breaks down to this. If you're a scientist or you're a person that's trying to make a perpetual energy engine, you have to use parts. You have to use, you have to use just the dynamics of how things work. You have to use all the aspects of it, and every aspect breaks itself down. So the way what I was watching was basically saying, you can make it a kind of perpetual motion engine, based on the fact that it'll go for a long, long time. But between, like, basically what it was saying was friction and wear, all these things that we do experience in your car, your tires, everything. The same reason if you had a car, you made a car that worked off of wind, perfect. Okay, well, you may be able to find wind the whole time. The problem is your tires are going to wear out, and then parts start breaking. Like, then you have to replace that. Then all of a sudden it is no longer a perpetual motion engine. And Gary was on and he explained it pretty well. The problem is that he left parts out too, because the reason the reason I believe a perpetual motion engine or machine hasn't been emphasized to be made by scientists is the fact that it would destroy the laws of thermodynamics, which are pretty basic. I mean, it's not those, like, I've heard people try to debunk them and stuff, but I mean, it's pretty basic law of thermodynamics. I mean, I understand a lot of what they say is BS, but at the same time, there's still stuff they're saying that you can look into, you can figure out for yourself, and figure out if it's bullshit or just how shit is. You know what I mean? Just because the laws of thermodynamics are accurate doesn't mean that gravity is real. Doesn't even, they're not even the same thing. And like I was saying before, and I'm about halfway through doing that where I'm editing up that podcast I was listening to when they were talking about how Einstein, Newton, all their work was all incomplete. So I mean, you hear that stuff, you'll realize really quick everything they know is all their best guess. In my research, I found out that anytime you ever hear a scientist say or any kind of scientist say infinity, it means they've gone over that issue with so many equations that they can't figure out how many it could possibly take to figure it out. Doesn't mean they figured it out. Doesn't mean they have an idea. It just means, okay, we've tried everything we can to figure this situation out, and we can't. Therefore, there must be infinity ways of figuring it out, and we can't do infinity. So that's a little FYI for you guys. I didn't want to make this whole thing about me ranting about that fuel thing. Like I said in the past 3 streams, I think, this hoax is, I can end this hoax within the first 10 minutes of every stream if I talk about it. Let's see what's going on. Flat trotter, I was this morning, gas turbine engine, and passed out. No free lunch on this creation. Overcharging for airfares, nothing less. They're overcharging for everything. Absolutely overcharging for everything. ADR says we gotta run faster on their. Yeah, exactly. I heard they are swapping turbine parts. Tear. Yeah. I don't know if that's exactly what they're using, Trouble, but yeah, they revamped the shit out of those things. Up in the mountains where I was staying, they had actually just put in 500 of those wind turbines. Also, because the laws of thermodynamics are obeyed, doesn't mean gravity is a statement. 2 aren't even related, dumbass. Hey, Paul. So maybe you should, and I did this on purpose, where you can go back into my stream. So why don't you go back about 10 minutes ago, dumbass, and re-listen to what the fuck I said, because I clearly stated that just because the laws of thermodynamics make sense, doesn't mean that gravity is real. The 2 aren't related. That's exactly what I was stating, Paul. So before you fly off the handle and act all stupid on my stream, why don't you go back about 10 minutes ago, re-listen to it. Hey, check this out. Well, wait. You know what? Never mind. Clearly have issues and just like to argue. Guess what? You're in the right place. If you like to come on my hangouts and not be a keyboard warrior, you're more than welcome to, sir. Yeah, so like I was saying, I don't want to make this all about the stupid fuel shit. If we want to talk cost, let's do it. More than down for that, because they're doing it with everything. I think somebody in the chat was saying, I think it was Flat Trotters or ADR was saying something about them. Shit, I lost train of thought. Gee, thanks, Paul. But okay, I think I kind of remember a little bit. Oh, part of that, one of the other things I was watching, the people were saying that they made a perpetual motion machine with magnets. The issue with the magnets is it probably will work for a while. The issue is that magnets, the more they're just over time, really. I don't think they even have to be connected, but over time, magnets wear. They lose that magnetism. So that would make it not it couldn't be a perpetual blah 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 perpetual motion machine. It doesn't work. I watched a guy compare a generator on 9 batteries to a water pump on 1 battery, and he was saying that it was a perpetual motion machine, and he was trying to show that his generator was better than this water compressor, and that was his basis on his machine. issue I had was is that no one said was he was using a water pump without water and was saying how efficient his generator was because it wouldn't do that. Now, if anybody knows how a water compressor or fuel pumps work, if you run them dry long enough, that's what wears them out. They need the fuel. They need the water, and the fuel is like lubrication to it. So I see stuff like that, and those are the kind of things that kind of turned me away from, even considering a lot of things. Paul says, of course gravity is real anyways. Only flat earthers deny, which is blatantly obvious. What is blatantly obvious, Paul? You explain to me what is blatantly obvious. I'd like to hear what your views are. Come on and hang out if you want. If you're not, you can keep doing it in the chat. But I would love to know what is blatantly obvious. Hey folks, what's up? Chris Rock, just getting here. What is the channel's promoting it? Narrow path. It's fake. It at the very best of this discussion, it is a overpricing of tickets based on probably what the fuel cost really is. And if that is that big of a deal to you, I suggest the people that are promoting this, start their own cars and no fuel hoax because they do it with the gas. Well, they do it with the food. They do it with everything. It's how it works. Yeah, but I don't. It to me is ridiculous that it went as far as not using fuel at all. It's ridiculous. And like I said, if anyone thinks the way a plane flies this, hey, let me know. Hey, there's the Nightbot. I haven't seen it in a while. Yeah, Stargazer. Me, the chat, my Nightbot would love to know what is blatantly obvious about gravity. I was waiting for Paul to say something, but he hasn't said anything since then. So maybe you, Stargazer, can let me know what's blatantly obvious about gravity. And that's what I've noticed. You ask a Glober a question, they freeze. Because it's a new age. I'm going to let you guys know. No matter what happens, at this point, flat Earth it's flat. So rather than let them ask us all these questions, because I'm not going to lie, I don't know shit. Like, I don't know a few things about a little bit of stuff. What's up, Seek Truth? But it's flat. So I'm done answering your guys' questions. We've repeated ourselves so many times, it's ridiculous. It's time for you globalists to show us and explain it. So, Stargazer, since you think gravity is so blatantly obvious, Paul, because you think gravity is so blatantly obvious, I would love for you guys to explain to us what's so blatantly obvious about gravity. Jump out a window, it will become clear very fast. So throw my mass out of a window and let it hit the ground. So that's your explanation of gravity. That's not my explanation of gravity. That my explanation of what that is mass falling. You want to have some kind of force into it, you can add atmospheric pressure. Yeah, see, the ADR, but here's the thing. I like when they do that because at the same time, maybe they'll realize how stupid they sound when they're. Stargazer says it's not flat. Just deny reality. Okay, it's not a ball. You're just denying reality. Go outside. Show me curve. Yes, seek truth. I swear I was just gonna say that, as my great friend Poncho Pete says. Show me some bendy water. It has been explained. You just choose to deny it. Really, because I do a lot of research, and there's a lot of fuckery on a lot of the shit you guys work with. For instance, every picture you see of space, you explain to me which ones that are in color are real. because I want to explain something to you, Stargazer, and you can go look this up yourself. Space, through a telescope, through, in space, or these videos and shit you're seeing, there's no color. None. None. They all look like blurry gray blotches. Guess what they do? They take them into a little editor desk, and the dude makes them colorful. That it makes them look cool to what he thinks space looks like. And then they show them to you. You go, you guys are stupid because you guys are flat earthers because you guys don't believe these fucking coloring books. Paul says mass falling is not an explanation, Sean. It's an observation. What makes it fall, Sean? It's mass, Paul. Now, okay, if mass falling isn't an explanation, it's an observation, then isn't what Stargazer was saying of jumping out a window, and I'll understand real quick, isn't that an observation? That's not an explanation. So give me an explanation of what is blatantly obvious. Wait, is that what you guys said? Blatantly obvious? Is it blatantly obvious? Yeah, blatantly obvious. Explain. Look at the raw images then. Yes, Stargazer, that's what I was explaining. There are raw images that look nothing like that. And they don't show any raw images that you see. I'm not sure if you were here for my intro, but my intro plays a raw image in color, and the moon looks like a fucking brown meatball. Paul says a lot of research, laugh out loud. I don't think so. Where is your research published, Sean? Okay, where's your research published, Paul? Where's all these things you're saying about gravity? Let me see some paper. Where can I find your published papers on gravity? Seriously, Paul, since you said that, you brought it up, and that's a very good point. Who the fuck am I to even say anything if I don't have a published paper? I mean, reality says that it's my channel, I can say whatever I want, but the reality of it is all these people can go fact check what I say, and guess what? I'm wrong sometimes, and I'm right sometimes. But the realization is I don't walk around saying everyone shut the fuck up if you don't have a published paper about what we're talking about. So, since you believe it's that way, Paul, please, Sean, or please, please, Paul, show me your published papers. Sean, mass is not a force, Sean. Mass is a particular quantity, so how does mass make something fall? No, it's mass. Because you have mass, you therefore fall. Why? I don't know. It's not gravity, though. Like I said, Paul, before, because I can see what you're doing. And I've been watching for this. You're skipping my questions. Show me where I can find your research paper, your research published paper on gravity, Paul. And then Stargazer, I'll get to you in a second. But Paul, I want you to type in there, I do not have a published paper. I will not talk about gravity, or show me where I can find it. Because you just stated how my research means nothing because I have no published papers, which means anything you're saying to us means nothing because you don't have a published paper. You can find historical published papers on gravity in almost any respectful scientific journal. I reference Isaac Newton's principles, for example. Yeah, I've read a lot of those, and guess what? I'm about to air, and you obviously missed it, where a scientist explains how Newton and Einstein's and a few others, well, all their research was half-assed done. Half done. Not even done. Not even full. So, like I said, Paul, the next thing you should say is where to find your published paper on gravity, yours, because your research told you that stuff, right? Therefore, I want to see your published stuff, or I want you to say in the chat, the next thing you say is, I'm sorry, I don't know what I'm talking about. Or, I'm going to time you out, because now you're just talking bullshit. Let me get to my peoples, ones that do real research. What's up, Narrow Path? FUEL HOAX, stop smoking crack. Okay, obviously you don't follow me very much because there is no FUEL HOAX, so maybe you should stop smoking crack. Daniel, what's up? Flat Earth Alaska, how you doing? Ted, Trouble's here. There he is, the man of the hour. What's up, McBice? How you doing, sir? Sean. Okay. So yeah, exactly. Watch out, Trotter. Nightbot don't like that word. um, and that's what you hear when we're dealing with globalists. That's exactly what just happened. Exactly how it should go. They like to cite our research like we don't know what the fuck we're talking about. Then you ask them to see their research, and all they'll tell you to go is look at something they read. They didn't look into it. They didn't try to figure it out. Motherfucker, scientists can't explain what gravity is, but you think you can? What are you denying? Or Stargazer says, what are you denying? What are denying is the accepted scientific consensus, not only for the people to continue to prove this, it's a place to prove wrong. We already have. They've already said they can't explain gravity. They've already said they can't show you gravity. It's not even something that they can reproduce. They can't do it. So everything you're saying right now, how it's the scientific consistence. Well, guess what? Yeah, when you've been doing work to prove gravity for 40 years and you still can't, you're damn right. Your consistence or your group, my bad, is gonna fucking keep pushing for that. I've already explained that too. Uh, John, John, don't build a straw man. Doesn't have to be my published research where it's any FE research on gravity, Sean. You're gonna claim buoyancy now. Buoyancy. How does buoyancy have anything to do with jumping out a window? I mean, see now you're setting up a straw man. No, you stated where is my research published at? You asked me that, Paul. So I asked you the same question. So if my research means nothing, that means your research means you have not proven the spiritual heroes. Absolutely, we have. Go outside. Go jump in a plane. Don't lie, Sean. It's easy to show you. Gravity doesn't need to be proven any more than air has to. Well, I can 100%, 1,000%, trillion% prove air, oxygen. I can prove all that shit. Now, you're telling me Paul Volgett on YouTube figured out gravity, and scientists are still spending billions of dollars to try to figure out what it is, how it works. Explain something to me, Paul. Gravity is good enough. It's strong enough to hold trillions of gallons of salt water to a ball, right? Yet that that water is still capable of overcoming gravity to make a wave, typhoons, all these forces that are much stronger than gravity, but gravity is still too strong for anything to overcome it. Gravity is strong enough to keep a moon in its orbit, but it doesn't squish us down. Does that mean like an astronaut could go fart on the moon and the moon should shoot off into space? Because I mean, we're able to thrust away from that gravity. How come we can't do that to the like? How come when Apollo shot off the moon didn't shoot the moon? Oh, Paul stated, Sean, that mass explains falling. So tell me, Sean, how fast would a 10-pound fall on the moon? How fast would the same mass fall in water calculated? If I had the time, I would. On the moon, no one knows how fast it would fall on the moon. In water, no, I don't got time for that shit. How about you do it and let us know, and then maybe you could teach us something. But otherwise, all you're doing is nonsense. Yeah, how do you know we're spinning? How is all these like centrifugal forces, all these things that we're supposed to abide by, that we feel every day? You get in a car, you turn a corner, get in a plane, you get on a roller coaster, a rocket, whatever you want to get into, you feel all these forces, but when it comes to the earth doing it, nope, can't feel nothing. Oh, jeez. I know. See, here's the thing, Paul. I'm explaining this to you. So I obviously have to dumb down your education. So that's why I say it the way I say it. And I'm also not a scientist, so I'm not going to. You know, and that's the thing. You're not saying anything uh, pronounced. You're not saying anything that shows us gravity at all. You're actually running from me saying from in the beginning, explain gravity. I'll give you $1,000 if you can explain gravity. Fuck that. I guarantee the scientific world will give you a fucking Nobel Prize if you can explain gravity, because they can't. Trust me, we do our research. We know what the fuck we're talking about. I'm telling you right now, scientists don't know what gravity is. Wait, so use your knowledge to calculate that shit, can't? Well, actually, right now I'm in the middle of a live stream, and no, I don't have time for that shit. And if you do know, then why don't you let us know? Otherwise, you're babbling on, and I'm wasting my time talking to you. Exactly, McVice. That's why even scientists say that all science can be changed anytime. Nothing's concrete. Nothing's just how it is. They even understand that they have to say that science can change. All science. Both you, Paul and Stargazer, you both aren't teaching us anything. Teach us. Turn us, like someone said, turn us back to ballers. Go ahead. Learn us something. Stop talking shit and teach us something. Come on. Paul, Stargate, here's your platform. You can come on and hang out and explain it, or you can explain it in the chat. But since you guys are so brilliant, and you two are the only motherfuckers on this planet able to explain what gravity is, explain it. What up, Flat Earth Philosophy? Put it this way, I believe in Sasquatch with McVice over here way before I ever believe in gravity. You don't have time for that shit. Translation, I don't know how to calculate it because it gotta go. Nice getting. Yeah, see, that was the funny part. Since you can't explain it, and I've asked you to explain it to all of us, and obviously you can't, you're gonna run. Bye bye. Maybe you should come back with a stronger argument. If you want answers and you're so sure your model, your ideas work, explain them. Figure out how to explain them. Until then, you sound stupid. And it's not just to me, you sound stupid to a whole group of people. Let me put that hangout. Oh, bye. Go ahead and start another hangout real quick. Wait, McVice. Time out. Time out. I didn't say I believe in it. Haven't you seen the ISS? Oh, and that's the other funny thing. This whole like all flat earthers think alike. Pretty sure everyone here knows that I probably have the least same views of flat earth and how things work. I love it when I go to like different channels. They talk about shit like that, like they know what I'm thinking because they heard a flat earther say it once, and I'm like, no, stupid. Not Renishan. I told you I had to go earlier. Don't make false accusations. Remember, honesty, something you should strive for. Yeah, Paul. Anyone can re-listen to this and read the chat. Also, that new feature. So your chat's in the thing, and no, you said when you said you had to go earlier, that was when the first time I said something. Oh, there he is. Yeah, get you, yeah, yeah. Y'all don't know this dude that just walked in. He's a fun dude. Funny. Very funny. That's the funny thing. I don't know if I got new trolls or they just made better names. Exactly, Flat Trotter. We have a bunch of different views. You wanna know why? Because we don't know yet. We're all trying to figure out what's going on. Well, Gitchy, why don't you explain to us how you know it's not flat then? Explain it. Oh, here we go again. You guys can do whatever you want with him. Pick him, time him out. I don't really care. Worse than his other guys. Um, yeah, I actually. Oh, it's cool, Stargazer. You're fine. Actually, you're being respectful. Paul's even being respectful. It's just I want answers. But you're cool, Stargazer. Don't worry about it. You're not going anywhere. Trust me, you'd have been booted a long time ago if you were disrespectful. I don't mind. I don't mind globe heads in here at all. I just demand. I don't quest. I don't ask. I demand respect. You don't. I don't care. You're on my channel. This is my family. You will respect them, but you can ask and say anything. Your opinion is your opinion. Um, I believe there's only military satellites. I don't believe like direct TV and all that uses it. I've actually been trying to doing like a bunch of research on different technologies, drones, and I'm kind of figuring out whether or not they could you actually fly enough drones to use for that as a quote unquote satellite. Um, actually pretty good research that I've been doing. It's the realization of what they use drones for now is insane. I was finding stuff like they fly like 2,500 drone. They call them drone missions over the United States every single day. So you can only imagine, how many and where. I'm even to the point now where I believe it'd be more cost effective for these big cloud seeding companies to use drones to do because more airtime. Yeah, they have definitely have their finger in it. Yeah, Stargate. As I was saying, I think the only satellites that are up, if they are military. Um, and I think it being in that they're not even in space or actually in low Earth orbit, um, propulsion and all that stuff I think would still work. I think they over dramatize how where at the distance they're at the effects. And that's the other thing. So last night I was listening to one of the it was a great debate community. And I like them. They're cool guys. I go over there and talk to them all the time. They razz me for being a flat earther, but at the same time they're respectful. So I still fucks with them. Um, they were talking about internet and how it's all satellite. And I explained to them, you can go online and you can research the fact that there are actually underwater cables that are almost like 90% of the internet in the whole world is on these underwater cables. Guarded them during the Cold War. We all heard about these things. It was like they had never heard of that shit before. They're like, how do we have it? How do we have internet in the outbacks of Australia? And that was, they just back what I'm saying more. That's why I think drones. See, because you know, for a while, like the balloon thing, I kind of was going with, but the problem with that is you need a sizable engine on it to control it. Otherwise, it's at the mercy of the wind. But that's why I think drones make sense. And I'm not saying they definitely do. I just think it makes sense to me for them to use drones for cloud seeding and all that stuff. But even if those were the only, they would have images from. See, that's the problem. They can falsify the image. They don't have to show us anything. They've already proven they don't have to prove shit to us. They're space technology. It's not like people at SpaceX have never heard of flat earthers before, or the heliocentric or the geocentric versions of it. You can, if they were in space, how come they don't clarify that shit up real quick? How come there's still people that think it's a ball, but the stars spin around us, and then there's other ballers that believe the Earth is spinning? How come that's not cleared up yet? If space is so real and they go so far out and they all these real images, how come it's why are you guys still fighting about that? What do you mean? What do you mean, Stargazer, that underwater cables and drones don't cover that? Because I can promise you right now. Matter of fact, I'll website right now for you and I'll show you. Underwater cables, internet. Look, they got share it now. They have maps. They have everything for it. This is why I tell you guys, like, I'm not gonna just get on here and just spout bullshit to spout bullshit. So you're gonna tell me these are all fake, right? They're all the past. Look, every line. Look at all that. Those lines. Now, all they have to do is get to the continent. Then they use towers. And I've actually been asked this question after showing this. They were like, those cables don't run to Russia. Yeah. Why would we want our Cold War enemies to have our internet fucking connections, you dumbasses? And I say dumbasses, nice. I'm just fucking around, having fun. But yeah, so you say no, but yeah, unfortunately, buddy, it's pretty common knowledge that wires run under the water for pretty much all the internet. And when I say almost all or a lot, most of, that's because all it has to do is hit a coast. That's it. They just spread towers everywhere, everywhere. They fly 25, like I said, they fly 2,500 drones over the United States daily. And you're telling me that couldn't be, quote unquote, a satellite feed? I'm just asking honest questions. I just want honest answers. Sat phones on Everest worked exactly the same way. A sat phone has so much more power, it actually transmits and finds the tower rather than the phone finding a tower signal. Oh, okay. I thought Stargazer's comment got deleted. I was gonna say, no, leave him alone. He's good. You're good. That's just the way it is, man. Like, I don't know what research you've done or what you know or don't know, but I can tell you right now, most of I'll even say 95% of the world's internet is ran on those cables that you just saw the map, the schematics of. You can go research it. I'm telling you now, I have no problem backing up. I'm trying to, put out in the world. So for the satellites you deny, you have to say that dozens of countries, thousands of people aren't lies. Yeah, I think that all these countries are put this way, all the countries that know what we're doing and we know what they're doing, they're called allies. Guess what? The last thing they want is for their enemies to know, and vice versa. Therefore, yeah, they'll lie to different. They'll lie their asses off. Hundreds of companies lie. No, they don't have to be. They've done. See, go and do some research, because there was a study about the people that made the atom bomb, and if they knew what they were building. And there's been studies and documentaries on the fact that they didn't know what they were building. You can build anything like that. All you have to do is make small groups that build independent parts for whatever you're making, and then another group that puts it all together, and then all of a sudden, 1,000 people that it took to build whatever you're trying to build Only people that need to even know of this lie, 5 or 10 people. No worries, Stargazer. No worries. If you type in the chat, I'm watching the chat right now. Everybody, so if you got something to say, I'm gonna read it tonight. Yeah, Stargazer. If I have to jump back to what I was saying, or you didn't say something, or I mistook what you were saying, I'll jump back in the conversation about it. No worries at all, man. Oh, that's what I was doing. I was gonna make the chat. Should only take a second. Yeah, and also I want to say, hey, thanks to everybody who's been watching the videos and liking and sharing. Feels good to be back on this channel because kind of like all the people that knew what happened and or didn't know what happened and didn't know I had moved to the other channel, are all back now. And I click on. I'm one of those people that I click on my videos all the time, and just to see people are watching it, and lately you guys have been just watching the crap out of all the streams, so I'm honored to be doing it, and I appreciate it so much. Kind of off topic, but I felt like I needed to say it. Like I said, I do appreciate you guys. I do consider you guys family. You guys are Flat Earth family, and when I made that other channel, Flat Earth Soldier, Frontline Soldier, meant it. I didn't, it's not. I didn't just put it just BS and all that kind of crap. Like I'm down for the fight for everybody. That's why I like to do the debate thing. I'm actually trying to set up. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't. It's not fully set up, but I'm not gonna lie. I want to debate Red again. All there is to it. Because I definitely know what the problem was. Last time I debated him, I was a fucking idiot, and I let him trigger me. So, I think I'm ready. I think I've matured. I think I'm ready for another pop at it. But I let the guys over at the GDC, the Great Debate Community, I let them know I want to debate Red again. Not really. Okay. Oh, definitely, Trotter. Definitely. All right, there it is. Hey, and if you want to jump on the panel, because I just made one up right now. If you just want to jump on it, just hit the one button, and I'll see it. Because like I said, I am watching the chat tonight, and I'll send that the link to you. Or actually, let's do this. Okay. I'm just gonna put the link in the chat, that way you don't have to push all 1 and push 5 and all that crap. I hate it. I hate that shit too. Do you realize I'm in a lot of chats, so I feel you guys' pain. That's why tonight I actually consciously am looking at the chat, because I know how that shit is. Actually, Stargazer, there was a lot of whistleblowers about the Earth being flat. You should do some research about that, buddy. Seriously, there's a lot of videos. I get a lot of I get a lot of slack for that, but at the same time I get a lot of people saying that it's cool. I've said it before, and I hate saying it, but I honestly do believe that there's a large percentage of flat earthers that are flat earthers because someone said so. That guy sounds convincing, so it must be. I would hope soon that a larger percentage of us know it's flat because of the research we've done and research we've done giving us our views and what we know. That's why, honestly, if you go back through my streams, I probably have the least amount of actual flat Earth streams, whereas I like to, my big thing is the weather. I like doing the weather modification stuff and the old government patents and all that good stuff. That's where I want to stay. That's the main. I'll do that research 10 times more than any other research, and I think it's important for everyone to know, whether you think it's flat or whether you think it's a globe. You should know what I'm trying to say. At the same time, all I want is truth, and if I hear something like this fuel hoax thing, if I hear that, the second I heard it threw red flags. I don't think not saying anything helps. I think me saying something helps more than anything. I don't know why it's become so trendy, but it's complete informationless BS, realistically. And there are people that I respect saying these things, so it does worry me. I would hope. Matter of fact, I beg you guys to share, to share my past 3 streams. I've been talking about this fuel hoax thing because everyone needs to know how much BS is being spouted out, and it's very clear. This isn't one of those things where we've been going back and forth because either side, globe or flat Earth, can't figure it out. But this is one of those things that are complete BS, and it being fuel prices being skyrocketed compared to what it really cost isn't a fucking hoax. They've been doing it for thousands. They've been doing it for a long time when it comes to gas. So at best, start arguing about this whole gas thing. It's a spiritual Earth. I actually get that a lot too. I look at the sky and everywhere around me when I hear about flat Earths and quantum and hydrogram, or how to live, trees, compress, lights. Yeah, all those things. I guess gotta question everything. Yeah, the fuel hoax thing is kind of crazy. It might have been done to make FU. You know what? And that's honestly, that's my biggest fear. Every flat earther that's going with this fuel thing, and like I said, at the very base of it, at the best it's gonna ever get, it's not a hoax. Best it's ever gonna get is they overprice us. That's it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, they do. 100%. We don't even need to argue about it. We don't need to do. What's up, Dress? How you doing, sir? We don't need to argue about it. They're fucking raping us when it comes to ticket prices for plane tickets. Definitely, 100%, no doubt about it. But it's not a hoax. Not a hoax. It's just what they do. Go every time you fill up your gas tank. Trust me, it does not. Because here in San Diego right now we're about $3.50 a gallon. It does not cost $3.50 to make a fucking gallon of fucking gas. It doesn't. It takes about 80 cents to, compared. Trust me, they're making their money. That's what they do. They're all a business. Like I said before, when you go on like Expedia or Priceline.com, on those places, all they're doing is selling you tickets because they'd rather make something than nothing. You can go to your local store right now. Go buy a fucking loaf of bread. Trust me, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, when it was fucking 75 cents, 80 cents for the best bread, now you go look at it, it's like fucking $5 for some good bread. I'm a Wonder Bread kid. I stopped buying Wonder Bread because it's fucking ridiculous. No worry, narrow path. No worries at all. I bet they're using motors to run. Yeah, I don't know about all that stuff, but at the same time, it's still gonna need fuel. Alright, no need to argue about overpricing. True, but fuel is real. Wow. Yeah. Fuel's real, 100%. It's just it's what it takes. I was doing some research because I honestly had no clue who was talking about. I'm so sorry if you're here and you're talking about it and I forgot who was talking about it. But they were talking about the solar impress or whatever it is. Yeah, I'm in San Diego, Stargazer. It's a solar plane that flew around the world, only on solar power and no fuel. And I didn't know about it, so I was like, no planes. All planes use fuel. Sunlight, it is a fuel, whatever. But yeah, okay, they can make planes that run off anything, pressed water, uh, steam. I don't fucking fairy farts. I don't know. But here's the thing. Um, they're not going to be able to have the same capabilities as these jetliners that use fuel. That's just it. Oil is a great con to speak. Wars have been broken. Oh, oil. I 100% believe we went into Iraq for that oil. That's why we went to Iraq. There's no other reason I can think of. Free energy for I. It, I would love free energy. The problem is it's always gonna be at cost. You know what I mean? Like someone still has to work that place or work whatever they would have to do to produce it to all of us. So I mean, it's really not going to be free. I mean, the only way you'll have free energy for all is if we all get off our asses and learn to make to build our own water powered generators or something like that. Those trains are electric, yet a diesel powers a generator. Charge batteries that run. Yeah, I think that's how the those 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 trains in like Japan, those fast ones. I think that's how they work. They have engines, but the engines only charge the magnetic field or the bat. I don't know how those ones work, but yeah, yeah. Solar energy is bullshit without the batteries. We could throw away the gas tanks if we instead of amps. Simple. I don't know too much about the electrical side of things like that, but I 100% agree. The problem is how you're gonna store them. That's what we're trying to figure out. I think. No. When I say there is free energy. I mean, like I was saying, we all learn to produce our own energy. It's there. It's out there. We don't need to be, hooked up to the grid. I mean, thousands and thousands of people have proved to us every day that you can live off the grid without, producing your own methods of energy. I just don't understand how. I honestly, it's not that I don't believe it. I just don't understand how the free energy idea would work. Yeah, I've kind of heard of things like that, positions, but I don't understand it. I definitely got to do a lot more research on it. I honestly just don't have the knowledge behind it to understand how it works. So I don't want to say that's not real or nothing. I honestly have no clue, and I'm learning every day about the forces in the energy fields and stuff. To be honest, Western countries have a lot of puppet governments. Oh, definitely. Fuck yeah. Really good for info on solar systems. Or pepper. Those legit day shit. I see. Yeah. That's one of the things I'm so irritated by with these solar companies because they want you hooked into the grid. They've it's kind of like a scam. And this is not off the grid solar living. This is in the city. So what they do is they basically add the panels to your house that feed the grid. That's all it does. All it's doing is feeding the grid. Your house is being lit and all this stuff by the same grid. But they don't ever promote or talk about the batteries. I mean, the batteries are everything. Batteries aren't normal. They're not car batteries. One that is about the size of a car battery is about 100 pounds. Very heavy. The problem is that the reason why these aren't mass producing these batteries is they don't they don't can't dispose of them. You can't put them in a landfill. They don't, the chemicals in them. I don't know the exact chemicals, but I just know that they can't just dispose of them. They gotta like have a special warehouse to store all the deads. Oh shit. Okay, Stargazer. Cool. I'm getting a meetup going. I don't know if you'd want to show up to one, but you're more than welcome to. Decided I'm gonna do a meetup in April. I'm gonna actually I'm gonna I gotta send a message to D.Marble because I know he was wanting to meet up. I actually just got a message from when I got back from South Korea. Wanted to meet up in San Francisco, but I didn't get the message in time. I keep forgetting, Daniel, you're just up the road from me. Like literally. 6-volt battery for golf carts are I no clue. I'd rather put gas in mine and let that shit blow up and go. See, that's like that. That's a lot. That's like my next thing I want to get into when it comes to researching because energy companies are now completing the back from our house to us. Oh, you, oh, it is so ridiculous. When I found out about all these companies, you're paying for the energy company to get more power. That's all you've done. That's it. They give you a little kickback because just to make you go, don't look into it. I got your back, Stargazer. But I can't have your discussions happen. But physically, nothing will happen. I won't let that happen. But yeah, this other announcement too. I think I'm gonna be doing. Ow! Just dropped my fucking joint in my arm. Ow. Okay, so my bad. Thinking about doing a jiu-jitsu tournament next month. If I do, I'm probably gonna go live for my matches. Pretty cool. Small battery size of this could power the whole house if ran wave. Yeah, I wrote it down. Resistance. I'm gonna look into the RF wave. That 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 that's super cool. That those technologies and stuff. What else? Oh, you guys made me forget. Completely forgot that to hang out and everything. My bad if anybody wanted to come on. Open to anybody. I don't care. Uh, I just scanned the chat right now, see if anyone say anything that I missed. Believe me, I don't like the fact that I'm so many. Well, I do, but people agree. The fuel thing, like I said, it's real. They're still using. Like musician for truth is talking about right now. The different ways that they have it. They probably do. They're using these RF waves. Probably even something even better than that. The problem is they need to figure out how they're going to make their money before they make it public. All right, no worries, sorry, no worries, Stargazer. Anytime. Matter of fact, you actually have been respectful, and I do actually appreciate that. Go ahead and throw that in. And let me make it very clear, people. I every single person here with a wrench, I remember. When I see you, I remember you. I know if you're around a lot, the whole nine. When someone comes in without a wrench, I kind of have to like go back and check. Basically, a wrench for me, it means your family, or if you're a globalist, I've checked your channel. I know you're not a complete troll. Or like I've seen you around. Like I know a lot of people have been coming around from the GDC, and like those guys, I don't mind if they come in and they're cool to me, so they're more than welcome here. But see, that's the thing. Why would they fill the wings with compressed air? Because now you're questioning the integrity of a plane and you fly in these planes. I mean, can't be doesn't make sense. why they would put compressed air in. And as a matter of fact, with the structure of a wing, fuel tanks would make them even stronger. Good little solar system to start off with. They sell a kit at Harbor Freight. It's okay to start off. It's about 100. Does that come with a battery, or is it just like a panel? No, GM, you don't stand out. You're not getting a ring. Yeah, no. It's funny too, Stargate. I'm not sure if you saw when I first got to the GD. When I would be talking about flat Earth and would flip out on me. So pissed. I don't want you talking about flat Earth in my community. I was like, dude, you guys brought it up to me first. Okay. Been recommended. It's just three. See, my bad, guys. But see, that's the thing. You got the battery. That's what really matters. Really matters, because you can even use those batteries as as energy storage. So like, and that's the other thing about these batteries. They store a lot of energy. A lot of energy. I think one battery can run a house almost no problem, I believe. And I know about these things because me and my dad had a company. We were based out in Camp Pendleton. We had a civilian contract up there, and we were in the middle of nowhere, and so there's no electrical power, so we had to make our own power. So we went solar, and my dad knew a guy that does recycled batteries, and he had 8 of these solar. Yes, I did say 8. So anyone who knows solar, 8 of these solar batteries is ridiculous. But we ran those. Basically, it took us, if we didn't run the system at all, it would take us a week to fill up all 8 batteries. Once all 8 batteries were completely full, we could run our, we had 2 40-foot Connex boxes, or I think 3 computers, 3 copiers, a scale house. I mean, we ran a lot of power off of it, and off the 8 batteries, without being connected to the solar panels, we were able to run for 3 months. Deep cycle batteries, boats, golf carts. Right, ADF. Okay, you're talking to fuel turbines, hydraulics, all supported by what? I was looking into that. Musicians. I can't. It's hard to say musicians for truth. Dreads. Those. I was looking into how they build those wings. Those wings are strong. Like search up a plane wing strength test, and it kind of runs through how the way they're built makes them strong. Not true. Motor RF will. I would love to know. I don't know. I don't know about the RF thing. Remember, I'm gonna research though. I 100% want to, because that's one thing I haven't really gotten into is those the energy type things. I was able to off a deep battery. I was able to just power 2 things. My RV off the panels, like. Yeah, but see, it's glitchy though, because that's what when, like, if you ended up having a cloudy day. Oh, you see, okay, you have a deep cycle battery. Okay, never mind. Yeah, you at least have. Yeah, you can use a regular battery, but you're stressing your system a lot more than would with the actual solar batteries. And the problem is they're so heavy, and they're expensive as shit. Like I said, we got hooked up with ours, so I don't even know what those things cost nowadays. If you're alright, yeah, I just got let go with 60% with your battery. Yeah, exactly. If you are good with wiring, you keep a lot of the power yourself. Most people aren't. Oh, so they are. Oh, exactly. Oh, yeah, yeah. With the solar systems, yeah. If you hooked batteries into them, oh man, you. See, that's the thing. I don't know what they would do. I'm not sure because there's see. So check this out. And you didn't hear this from me, and I'm not endorsing this at all, at all. But you can actually, and I don't know anybody who does this. Nobody. I've never met anybody who does this. You can actually get the batteries, hook the solar to the batteries, and and you can actually disconnect from the grid. I don't know. A buddy of mine, what he did was is he bypassed the wires, so it still ran to the house, and I think he ran like a night like the porch light off the grid light, so it still was there. His bill was actually like $20 a month because of just the nightlight always being on, but the rest of the house he had cut off from the grid and was running off the batteries. Um, that is actually very illegal, so don't do that. But that's how you can bypass the grid. I am not condoning those actions. I'm just giving the information out where the information needs to be. Oh, exactly. Or see, and here's the other thing, Stargazer. Like I do a lot of backpacking and being out in the wilderness and stuff. People don't realize how much easier life really is without technology. Believe me, you don't even realize. Like a lot of people don't realize like the stress, the anxiety, the everything's. A lot of it has to do with technology. Oh, exactly. Here's the key, but that's why they made those batteries. The problem is they're not fucking giving. They're not selling them to the people like openly. And like you were saying, even here in Southern California, we don't. We have our cloudy days, especially if you live by the beach. Guess what? Your rates for that solar energy that you're giving to the grid, those rates go up. So you pay more on the days that the solar's used. We can make motors without iron needed. Iron has a price on consumption. Oh yeah, didn't what was it called? No worries, Stargazer. There'll be other times. Um, damn it, I'm trying to figure out. I know they made a motor out of something else before. Well, shit. I was watching a YouTube video. This dude made a diesel engine out of Legos. Exactly. Yeah, yeah. Plastic, copper. Yeah, exactly. Shit, I wonder if they could use like hemp stocks. The hemp stock, the hemp and the materials. It's supposed to be a lot stronger anyway. Channel, channel, but really info on solar. Yeah, that's a good idea because they had the right idea. They're off the fucking grid. They live good. They live crazy, but they live good. Yeah, can you stream about this dreads about the RF waves and stuff? I'm gonna do some research on it, but like I've heard you talk, so like way you explain stuff is cool with me. Like it helps me understand what I'm gonna be researching. Yeah, so if you're gonna do like a stream or something soon, let me know, and I'll definitely check that out because I definitely wanna look into it. Cause I've been hearing a lot about that too, and that's the other thing. I'm super interested in the oh, you guys gonna hate this, the evolution of motors because I run heavy equipment and we just I mean when my father had the company, um we were dead smack in the middle of that whole diesel engine fiasco. where they wanted everyone to swap out the engines and put these diesel coolers in, and it was a lot of people lost businesses because of just the idea of having to do what they wanted. Um, Now they've backed off because they found out the guy was um, a fucking joke. But what's up, Mr. Pillbox? How you doing, sir? We already debunked this tonight. Well, sir, I debunked this 3 nights ago or last week, yo. How you doing, sir? I am looking, as I'm looking for all the time for free. Oh. Yeah, but it's like I said, everything's open. I think one of the things we need to talk about is the gas prices and stuff, because one of the biggest things that I've realized is, and you can look on a map and figure this out for yourself. All our wars are either countries with resources or oil, or border a country that has a lot of these resources. What up, Sean? Been here for a little bit. Forgot to talk crap. What's up, Cynics? How you doing, sir? Yeah. It feels weird when you don't. Yeah, I don't think you can talk crap. I think you probably actually agree with me. Thanks. Looking out. You should have. I was there for a little bit. I was listening in Pillbox. I was getting all my computer things set up and everything for get ready for my stream when I saw you were on. But I was listening in. Where you guys at? Yeah, I think it was about half hour in that I started listening. I was there for about half hour, 45 minutes. Always stop by anytime I see you live, sir. We may not agree on a lot of things, but I do have a lot of respect for you, sir. You definitely helped me out when when I had some questions. I appreciate that. What else is going on? Hey, Flat Trotter, you guys, yeah, no problem, magicians. Have a good one, sir. Thanks you. And like I said, message me in like the back chat or something if you do an RF wave stream. Just help me out. I'm gonna start researching it. But like I said, when you explain stuff like that, it makes a little bit more sense to me than just reading it off. Yeah, GM. I believe I think I've seen numbers in the range of that we have actually more oil in reserve here in the United States than anywhere in the world. But I get it though. I don't get it. I just know why they're doing it. I know why they buy oil from overseas rather than use the oil we have. And it's not because they're scared of running out. It's because they're cheapskates. Yeah, I just got to remember, I was looking into a lot of these things when it comes to these oils and all this stuff way before I found flat Earth. It was crazy. What else is going on? What else is going on, guys? Damn, I've already been on an hour and a half. I was honestly gonna do like a half hour, 45 minute stream. As my is like the. Have I been buffering and stuff? I tried to set it so it wouldn't do any of the buffering and all that crap. Yeah, and also GM, the Bushes, the presidents, they own most of that Texas oil. And remember, when I was talking about the prices, so this is how it works. It's cheaper to buy it from a different country and distribute it here than it is for them to hire Americans to to refine this stuff to make gas and oil, oil, gas, and all that stuff, and sell it here. The same thing they done with like fucking tech help, where they outsourced everything. Same thing. They outsourced the oil. They also know it's cheaper, and they have resources. And they're saving that shit just in case they piss the wrong people off and they can't, they got to do it themselves. They know they'll have it. I know that your brother-in-law is a crazy motherfucker. I know that shit. That oil drilling shit is a dangerous motherfucking career. They get paid. What else? I'm trying to think of anything else I was thinking about over the past week. And that's the other thing. I apologize. I like to stream a lot more, but I've been working a lot, so um, rather than get on here dog shit tired for 20 minutes and pass out, I'd rather you know jump on at the end of the week when I have time and I can sit down and just bullshit with you guys like this. I think I'll change the title. Everything's just name it Hanging with the Chat. Oh yeah. Yeah, that oil rig and shit, that's a crazy ass thing. See, I got I think I have about five years to go before I'm moving up to Alaska. I made a promise to a buddy of mine that lives up there in the gold mines. When my son's old enough, he's in high school and got his own shit going on, and it's not so big of a deal for me to be gone longer. I'm gonna go up there and work for a couple months on a dozer and just make a lot of money. Fun adventure. Oh yeah. Well, see, it's that's the basis of what you gotta do to pay the bills. Other than that, I don't really care. I actually walked away from a lot of money just to do more what I want to be doing. I'd rather not be stressed out. I like to enjoy my job. I was thinking about doing that too. I got a lot of videos of my work, but it's like, excuse me, I got a lot of videos from work, but it's like not flat Earth related. So it's kind of like, to care to see that shit. But I think I'll start doing that because I know a lot of people. I've actually been questioned in emails. Like, people emailed me, "Do you even work construction? How long have you actually been doing stuff?" And my whole life, 36 years old, my whole life I've been in construction and dirt. Whole life. Got to run a lot of machines, a lot of crazy shit. You live like Stargazer. You live here in San Diego. The very first job I ever ran a machine, it was Claremont Square, the movie theater, that property. I did the demo of the old parking lots that were there before they built that place. I was 14 years old. Shit like that. I like my son are driving around. I get to tell him stuff like that. So I think that's why I enjoy it. I think there are a lot of places in San Diego I can look around and I had something to do with. Yeah, so what were some of the things I wanted to get out there? I know, like I said, in April, I'm gonna be doing a SoCal meetup. It'll probably be here in San Diego, um, by like a Friday night or something. Some night where drinking is acceptable. Um, I'm hoping D.Marble will show up. I know he's got a lot of things going on right now, so but he did say he wanted to come down if I could get a meetup, planned out and everything. So uh, that'd be cool. Um, anyone that lives, in the area, Southern California area, we're gonna be in April, in the April time. Let me know. Just email me, message me on here on YouTube. Doesn't matter. Um, shit, just say something in the comments. Um, but yeah, doing that pretty soon. Um, what else? What else? Oh, like I said, I'm still working on doing the reviews for like the survival thing. But I'm gonna definitely do that. Do the live streams about like little survival tips for being out there. Tips like like starting fires, just like wilderness shit. So, I do a lot of backpacking, stuff like that. It does have a lot to do with quote unquote living off the grid. So I want to do that because I do have a lot of knowledge about that stuff, and I think it's pretty cool. Um, what I want to do is I want to talk to Legendary Duke because um, he kind of gave me the idea to do this because he was saying in a live stream when I was talking about this stuff, he was saying that he actually has no no idea, no camping experience ever. So, and he wouldn't have a clue what to do in any of these situations. So I thought it'd be cool if me and him did it, and then that way like he gets to learn, and we get to see you get to see someone who has zero camping knowledge or survival knowledge at that, uh, learn and be able to do these things. I want to start doing little uploads, um, showing how to do these things rather than just talking about it. So much better. I learn better when I see the things, not just listen. So I thought that would be pretty cool if I started doing that, and I can even live stream those because I have my cell phone. So a lot of big things coming up. What else? What else? What else? Yeah, that's pretty much it. I want to get those things up and rolling. Been doing a lot of editing. Uh, Not really for the live stream, personal stuff. So it between working and doing all that kind of crap, I've been kind of MIA. I do apologize again. Um, Go ahead and gonna end this one for the night. But yeah, I hope we had some fun. I flipped a skid steer in the backyard landscaping last month. Yeah, I haven't flipped one, or I flipped one on purpose. I used to go to the Bobcat demos. I used to be able to do the tricks and shit on those things before my body caught up with me. Yeah, but start. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I've been running machines my whole life. My favorites are dozers and loaders. Um, a little excavating and all that good stuff. But yeah, I used to have a mini X and a mini skid steer myself. I kind of walked away from that running my own company, grading stuff. Uh, Too much stress. I didn't want to deal with it. What's up, Eddie? How you doing, sir? I was just about to end it, but now everyone's gonna start talking again. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Oh well. See, that's the thing, Stargazer. That's actually what I started to do because I was also a dirt broker. Um, but when I first started doing brokering dirt, that's exactly what I did. I just went around, found people that were trying to demo their pools and uh, broker dirt into their places and fill in the pools. That's exactly where I started from. Ain't no problem, ADR. Yeah, and that's kind of what I want. I want it. That's the other thing, I'm gonna go in. You guys know me. If I don't, if it's something I don't agree with, I'm gonna say something. I hope you guys understand that if you believe in something differently, more than welcome to say something. I'm not. You know me. I'm not even gonna. I shouldn't even have to tell you. I'm not gonna really about it. I'm gonna give you honest. Um, and like I said, when I saw our flat Earth community jump on this fuel thing, um, I felt like I needed to nip it in the bud. And I honestly feel like the last three streams, I've completely just destroyed all the yes of that. Um, and like I said, at the very best, it's not a hoax. Yes, they are ripping us the fuck off when it comes to ticket prices versus fuel cost. Yes. Okay? They do it with gas too. So when are we going to be hearing about the 2019 car hoax? You know, so it's a valid argument, 100%. But at the same time, let's not take these things too far. And like I think Stargazer, you said it earlier, it does make flat earthers look competent. I hate it. Yep, actually, I go to I take my son there all the time to circuit. That's the one right behind the back roads of Miramar. Hey, what's up, Healthy Skeptic? How you doing, sir? I've been thinking about doing some primary stuff for being for absolutely, absolutely. What's up, ADR? Or you're gonna gotta work? Okay, you're gonna go head over there. Yeah, no problem. I'm about to end the stream right now. Anyway. That's a good idea, GM. Actually, I have a better idea. So check this out. I live probably about 5 or 6 miles. Stargazer, you'll know exactly. I'm in the Mission Valley area. Um, there's there's a Lockheed Martin and a Boeing hangars. They have Boeing hangars just down the road from me. I actually want to go there, and if uh if that's if they'll let me do like a walkthrough or an interview or something like that. That's me, Sean. What? Wait, you own Miramar Stars Circuit, Stargazer? Yeah, I mean, I would love to. That's okay. So my ultimate thing I want to start doing. It'll be like like I'll start doing them here, but then I'm gonna transfer them to start doing them on my Frontline Soldier channel. But I want to like do interviews with professionals. I've been you just have no idea. I've been searching for months on months trying to find um a god damn it, the fucking Jesus Christ. Yes, one too many joints. All right, what you call it? The weather, not the weather guys, the guys who study the air and all that shit. Cannot believe I'm fucking drawing a blank right now. Jesus Christ. Um, geoengineers. God damn. Oh, that was a brain fart. That was like the worst. That was the worst live stream brain fart ever. Um, no, I'm actually trying to find a geoengineer that's willing to do an interview. I like to do the weather thing. I want to pick their brain. That's my ultimate goal. So for months I've been trying to find that, but I want to start doing the interviews with these actual professionals that have no flat Earth, globe Earth stakes. It's not, I'm like I don't want to come at them with it like that at all. I just want to interview them for what they do and hear what they say. Yeah, but that's pretty much it, guys. I'm gonna live stream tomorrow, and it'll be like this, hang out and BS and outs if anyone wanted. But no worries, no one wanted to jump on tonight. But yeah, I'm gonna be on tomorrow night. I'll talk to you guys after tomorrow afternoon actually, and then go from there and have some more fun. Thanks, guys. I appreciate you guys stopping by. Can't think of anything else I can get out there. Stargazer, thank you for stopping by, man. Um, Good conversation. Thank you for being respectful. Awesome that you live in San Diego. Um, wait, you're not. own that. Okay, so you're like a god to my son. That's cool. That's super cool. Um, wait, you guys have your alcohol license yet? No, you couldn't possibly. That'd be yeah, that'd be awesome to have like a meetup there. Yeah, healthy skeptic. Thanks for stopping by, man. Um, if I do a live stream just after noon, that'll be pretty late for you. But yeah, like I said, I'm gonna go on tomorrow afternoon. Um, ADR, thank you. Healthy skeptic, Stargazer, Seek Truth, Eddie, my man. GM, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for being dog. Flat Trotter, I know you're here. Who else was here? Pretty much it for Wild Dreads. Thanks for stopping by. Pillbox, man, thank you. Mad respect to you, sir. Stinix, thank you, dog. Trotter, the whole nine. Anyone else I missed? I'm sorry, I just didn't go that far up the chat. Um, yeah, exactly. So I see everybody around. I've been doing a lot of the chats lately, so you guys are, I'm sure you'll see me around talking and bullshitting. So, all right, guys, have a good night.
I honestly think you ought to sit down calmly, take a stress pill, and think things over.
When you get to hell, tell 'em Duke sent you.